Howdy everybody, and welcome to a moment in gaming from Broke Left Stick Games for January 2018. It's been a little bit since our last video. Obviously the holidays were there in December. We took some time off, recharged our batteries, played some retro games, knocked out some platinum trophies. We're hitting over 200 now, and we are finally back. I will say December was a slow month for games. The biggest releases were PUBG, which we didn't do any coverage because it has tons of coverage already. And then also Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I will say I put that in the above expectations category because it is a lovely game. And if you get a chance, it's definitely a switch mover. It's an enjoyable experience. And I think you guys would really like that. Starting off 2018, we have our first thing that we want to release here soon. With the release of Monster Hunter, we're going to put out our top 10 most anticipated games for 2018. There's a couple good gems on there. These are games that I really thought a lot of so far from what I've seen over the years of seeing them, and also kind of nervous about. So want to get that out to you as soon as possible. Probably drop tomorrow. Hopefully this will drop tonight. Our big thing moving forward is videos. So I wanted to discuss with you guys about our format moving forward. Obviously, you've seen we scaled back since a lot of changes, and if you guys were following us back in September, we went through some serious life changes and had to scale back accordingly to be able to help out with family and so forth. I'm still hoping to get 4 videos out a month. We have patrons and those who are contacting us and wanting us certain content and so forth. We're trying to fulfill those people and get that content to you guys because you really like it, and I enjoy talking with you and telling you about how I feel about games and so forth like that. So our goal is 4 videos a month. January, it's obviously another slow month for video games. It's kind of a trickle, but now we're hitting the end of it. We're hitting into some bigger titles. One of those being Monster Hunter World, which we intend on doing coverage for. There is a wealth of coverage already online for this title. It is a return to form for Capcom. Capcom has really been hitting on all cylinders lately with Resident Evil 7 last year in January, and then Monster Hunter this year. It's a new change for them to really progress in a manner that I didn't know if they had it in them. There was a lot of bad years there for Capcom, except for like their fighters, and people are even tainted with those. You know, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5. There's been iterations of those people didn't like. Now that the new one, the arcade edition's out, people are actually saying there's enough, people in there and so forth. I'll hopefully dive into more Capcom games moving forward as they are progressively getting better as a company. And I would say they were a little bit behind Ubisoft last year. Ubisoft really had a super talented, great above expectation year, and Nintendo's right there with them too. It's a trickle down. Obviously Sony's in that mix too with the amount of exclusives they had and so forth like that. But I just wanted to get in touch with you guys and tell you about how we're going to try to maintain 4 videos a month, hopefully do 2 reviews a month. Not all of the reviews are going to be of brand new titles. I'm going to actually go back into the catalog and review some titles that I've missed and I skipped out on, and I played and I actually loved, and there's been a bunch that I bumped into just by accident. And if you guys follow me on PSN, my name there is Dark Griffin. If you guys want to follow that and see what I'm just playing to keep tabs on it, that'd be cool. We touched on this before. The reviews, they're not really reviews, they're impressions. What constitutes a review nowadays? You have to really think about it is, okay, so if you're reviewing an RPG, you need to log 60 hours, or you're reviewing an action adventure, typical, AAA publisher, you're going 8 to 12 hours. And a lot of people have asked the question, like, what entitles you to give something a good review? And for me, it's, you had a good experience, you put enough time to see obviously more than the tutorial, and to see past a chapter, mode or something like that. There's a fine line of what constitutes a review, and I never want to mix that. I want to give you guys my experience and tell you the best parts and tell you the worst parts of my experience. Obviously more than just a slice, more than just a vertical slice, not like an hour. This is like 5 to 15 to 20 hours depending on the genre. Obviously if it's an RPG, I'm not going to even talk about it to 15 hours, like Monster Hunter World, for example, which is something I plan to invest a lot of time. I'm a huge Tokudon player, Tokudon Kiwami, Tokudon 2. I love those games. Soul Sacrifice for the Vita. Those are all kinds of games in that genre, especially Freedom Wars. I wanted to call it Freedom Fighters for some reason, but Freedom Wars is a great game. It's one of the last great, super great games of the Vita from Sony. So we intend to move forward with doing reviews. Hopefully we'll do one for Monster Hunter. We need time with it. You know, it's coming out here on Friday. I'm looking forward to it, but obviously it is a grind. It's trophyless. It's ridiculous. The platinum, probably over 200 plus hours to get the platinum, because there's a bestiary list that you have to collect and all the notable creatures and so forth like that. What I do want to tell people is thank you. And my next subject is we hit over 10,000 views, thankfully, to our trophy guide that we had up for Town of Light. It did very, very well. Hopefully we'll do more trophy guides in the future. I'm always trying to get more out, and people seem to like them. I think I've only had like two people dislike them, and they said about editing. I was like, technically, this may be the best edited trophy guide for this game. I've looked at the other trophy guides for this one, and they were jumbled and they're kind of confusing. And ours, I took the time to put in the extra sections that were missing. I had the credits in there. I actually deleted them in one of the edits I put up. But I wanted to get back to you guys, say big thank you. Hit 10,000 views. Now we just got to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're not as worried about monetization. We're not worried about demonetized. I actually had a copyright claim a few videos back from one of the top 10s over Activision. They actually can check the encoding of their videos now, and that's been reported by a lot of Destiny 2 streamers, and them getting copyright claims for that and so forth. So I just left it there. You know what? I'm not worried about monetization. We're doing this for fun. We're doing this for you guys. We're doing this for the patron. Just big shout out to Bob. Really appreciate you, man. And we're just getting back to what makes this fun and what makes it special for us. And as you can see, the set's changed a little bit. I'm back at the desk. I still have the other set if we want to kick up for two-team podcast with me and Tiff. That would be kind of cool. Trophies, achievements wise, I think it's the last thing I'll touch on. I've been really diving back in. As I said, I've hit over 200 platinums. For those that love trophies and achievements, we're hoping to dive very hard into those this year, and more maybe just with updates. I'm hoping to do smaller game guides, games that are not really talked about, or their trophy guides really non-existent. For example, I'd love to do one for Rain World, which I put a lot of time into. I've talked with the person on Steam about their guide and see if I can incorporate that into a PS4 guide. It's a very cool, very different kind of game with a little guy just surviving. And those kind of small experience trophy guides. Obviously, the big trophy guide guys out there, you know, like PS4 trophies or Powerfire, or I guess Power or whatever his name is, or Harry 94. Those guys they're taking most of the trophy guides across the table. So we don't need the flood like everybody else floods gaming media, and obviously we're flooding it too a little bit here. But I wanted to touch up with you guys for January and just say, hey, we intend on still being here. We appreciate everyone who checks these out, and look forward to top 10 most anticipated, top 10 most regrets that I missed out. I actually have 2 of those ready to be coming out here really soon. And also look for some reviews on Monster Hunter. Look for reviews hopefully next month for Metal Gear Survive, which I actually enjoyed the beta for. I did not expect it. I put in 280 hours into Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain and platinumed it. And I came into Metal Gear Survive like, oh my god, this is going to be a train wreck. Kind of liked it. A lot of people may be against that, but it's wave-based for the multiplayer, and then the main story is survival-based. I'm nervous about how like the different things you have to keep tabs for, like oxygen, water, you know, so forth like that. How that works, because I heard it scales kind of difficultly, and that might include their microtransactions, which scares me because Konami has ruined a lot of good online experiences with microtransaction kills, especially like mother-based stuff with Metal Gear 5. So in that, we appreciate you guys stopping by. Look forward to those videos, and we will see you soon. Thanks.